All right, Holeheads, welcome back to the Bradenton Area Convention Center. It is the World Championships of Cornhole 16. The week is just beginning here with the ACO. The entire family and all our friends are at the Bradenton Area Convention Center, powered by Bud Light, of course, and already seen one great team of the season match that was won by Tracy McMitchin, Tanisha Lashley over Tammy Williams and Tiffany Fincham. That one just wrapped up, but joined in the booth because my typical broadcast partner is out practicing for her match coming up in the co-ed. Marcus Wybrew sitting alongside of me as we're getting ready to watch a single elimination three-way playoff for player of the season with the women.
Yeah, Finn, we got Megan Maupin here and Amber Fretwell throwing two different types of bags, really. The Cornhole Solution bags are faster bags, and Megan Maupin throwing the Reynolds bags, which are really more of the rollover sticky bags.
Well, it doesn't really matter how fast or slow they are if they never touch anything.
She throws them in no matter what.
It's just unbelievable to me. I'm sitting here watching the down and back, and it is just incredible to watch those things just find the hole and pierce it just whenever she wants to. That's the crazy thing. When she is on and she is working at her pace, and Kat alluded to this a little while ago, you're just not stopping that shot. So Amber looks like she's got a little bit of, maybe just a little more of a nervous look on her face, but again, who knows, we may be completely wrong. I don't know, but the two of them are going to play. The winner will then move on to play Maggie Geiger. The losers of those then matches will then play one another. Ultimately, we'll find ourselves with a female women's player of the season.
It's interesting. They kind of take the deep breaths there as they start, and Amber, as you see, is the more the step and let it rip player.
Right.
And Maupin, she's kind of just a stand there and smooth.
Yep. Now that last one there, right before she picked up those 2 points there, she just sort of heaved that last bag and stepped out to the side. It almost looked like she had lost her footing just a little bit.
You think both players kind of have to be nervous here. It's the first down, and then we're going back here. After this, I think they'll pretty much lock it in if they're not going to do it on this round.
Yeah, I don't disagree. And we talked about this in the last match. Is there a different set of nerves for a player of the season jersey to get that green jersey? Then, I mean, they've all played in championship after championship after championship, but to get this jersey and have that green jersey and be able to sport that around for the rest of your life, that's a whole different ball game.
Biggest setting of the year right here, and you have to think they both know it.
Yeah, they do. Amber able to at least pick up a one spot there and cut the lead in half. But you hear kind of behind us, too, there's a lot of cornhole going on behind us because we have a long way to go. We got plenty of time to get there. But the pace with which this game is being played is significantly faster than what we just witnessed in the women's doubles.
They're both pretty fast players. You have to wonder if one of them is going to try to slow down the other one at some point and change the pace of the game, but right now they're just kind of going back and forth and letting them fly.
Ready, aim, fire. Both throw a pretty flat bag with a medium rotation. Now that's coming in low and hot just off to the left side. It's like Megan just said, you know what? I've had enough of this frame. I'm done.
She washes it out.
Yep.
She lets Fretwell know, let's just start down on this end.
Yeah, let's try again. Absolutely.
It's funny you say cut the lead in half and it's 2-1.
Yeah.
It seems like the score should be a lot higher by now.
Well, just watching the down and back. But these bags come in nice and flat, a good easy spin on them, and it's almost with watching these two, well, time and time again. You see that first bag goes in, there's a good chance they're all going in.
If I was playing this stage right now, I'd be all over the place.
Sure. Oh,
they're
absolutely.
Down
Nicely done. There's an 8 spot right there. That's outstanding.
We got a good little crowd here.
No, absolutely.
In Bradenton Area Convention Center.
Yep, I'll tell you something. With over 400 players registered to be here, family and friends, a lot of family here these early days. A lot of people came down and decided to make a vacation out of it. Anna Maria Island and Longboat Key and all the areas around here. So much stuff to do. And so we've seen a lot of people take that free time and really get out and spend it. I was talking to Schaefer, and they went out on a dolphin watch, and I think they were going out gator hunting today. Now, Mike Schaefer.
You didn't get invited?
I would not like to do either of those things. I did dolphin watching once. It was pretty cool. Gator hunting, not really on my bucket list.
Dolphin watching is a little more calm.
Yep. Oh, just a big old stack. Ultimately, Megan gives up that 1 point to tie. You
gives up that 1 point.
You see a stack like that, and you think a lot more had to have happened there than just 1 point, but no, that's how it works.
Stacking them up.
That's how it works. And we're seeing a lot more strategy in this. I mean, last championship for that team of the season, it was slide for the hole, go for the hole, go for the hole, and there does seem to be more intentional bag placement, at least going right to left on your screen. Left to right, this seems to be maybe the way they're more comfortable throwing. I don't know. It looks
they
like
definitely have
8-bagger.
The size that they like.
Yeah.
They like that side.
No question.
They're not going to like this side if they go back to.
No. But to be honest with you, at this pace, with 3 people in a single elimination, we could be here till midnight. We may never even get to the co-ed playoff.
You're going to be here till midnight, Finn. I'm going home.
You're going to go home? All right, well, I got my Bud Light. I got a bucket next to me. I'm good to go. I'll be wearing this bucket on my head before the end of the night, I feel sure.
We're going to change your name to Finn the Buckethead.
There you go. Well, I think many have without me knowing it. Got a nice pile working its way up. I'm surprised we're not seeing the mop in the floor airmail right over the top. Maybe we're she's waiting for the pile to get a little higher. There's a shot at the airmail from Amber. Up and over. And they both bounce off and miss.
I think one was waiting on the other one to do it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, we got Ricky and Brian and Jen and Jay and Jason, Rich, Rob, Mike, a handful of others, Brandon, Angie, all you guys watching. Thrilled to have you guys on board. Again, we're working our way to a championship Saturday like no other. It starts with the Lifer Championship. I'm going to be playing in that tournament, actually, because of my tattoo, my ACO tattoo. And again, here we go, one bag following another. Oh, there's a bag short front. I don't know if that was an intentional blocker, but followed up by a bounce off the back of the board and a drag. That's a nice drag right there from Megan, or a push, I should say. Oh, and she leaves one hanging up around noon, thinking that was going to slide back in, but no such luck. A couple points picked up there. So just the one, with the one off the back.
Really a slow start to the game here. So you think
very deliberate.
You think more points would be scored in the last. We're probably 5 rounds in right now.
Right. Well, and with the number of
3-2
bags that have been in the hole, but the ability to match and do what they've been doing is pretty remarkable. And I think they're still just feeling each other out to find that weak spot in the other one's armor. Interesting now that they're moving right to left, and this seems to be the. There's a fantastic.
There's the mop in the floor we were talking about.
Here's the push to try to bag them both, and no such luck. There's a 4 spot picked up right there. I get the sense, too, when Megan is walking from one end to the other, she is having one serious conversation with herself about what needs to happen next. It really does. She looks like she's talking to herself inside her own head. A little bit later on, we're going to have the playoff for the co-ed team of the season, Kat and Tanner Halbert against Tammy Williams, Caleb Hurt. So we'll get to that here in just a little while. But in the meantime, we've got to figure out who's going to be our Women's Player of the Year. And again, Megan Maupin and Amber Fretwell going after one another first. The winner will take on Maggie Geiger. The loser of those two will play one another. And then the winner of the losers bracket will then take on and have to double dip in a best 2 of 3 to be Women's Player of the Season. I think I got that right.
You know what's funny right there, Finn? Maupin, she put one in the hole, basically, but didn't go in the hole, and she kind of walked off and gave herself kind of a frustrated talk. But to any other player, they're jumping up and down saying that bag's in.
Right. Yep.
That's the difference in this level of players and backyard and the games we have going on behind us. Is that bag is frustrating for her, but for everybody else, they're fist pumping. And they're looking at the crowd saying, let's go.
Yep, absolutely. Boy, and that's a nice recovery there, and a couple of different shots that they each did each other a favor, I do believe, at one point there. Jason, glad to have you on board. Trey and Sing, man, it's good to have you on. We love having you guys checking us out on the taco, but it's always fun to be able to get out here and call some matches as well. Blaine and Jeff, Brad, Logan, Jordan, all the ACO family on board watching online. Again, I'm going to be playing in that lifer tournament because of my tattoo. It starts at, and if you're a betting person and you're listening, pay attention. The tournament starts Saturday at 9. I am projected, the over-under on my exit from that tournament is 9:04. I would take the under if I was you. That's nicely done right there. Megan,
do we have a bookie here somewhere?
I left on the board. Absolutely no wagering just yet.
I'm going straight to him.
All right, 10-4. Good buddy Megan Maupin over Amber Fretwell early on in this first game in this single elimination, looking for our Women's Player of the Year. Now, this coming season, season 17, is the ACO Year of the Woman. This is going to be a big year where we focus on a lot of the female players. We're thrilled to have, there's an odd, dirty bag. That's got to be raked away out front. Chris Clark, one of our intrepid officials, steps out to do just that dirty work. But, yeah, it's going to be an opportunity to focus on the emerging female talent in the league and also within at the home office, and so many people that are involved in the organization. It's going to be just a little short. Great opportunity to focus on some of the great talent in the organization and on the courts.
Speaking of great talent coming up, a lot of the divisions coming up, the juniors, the women's, the seniors, the co-ed.
Yep.
I don't want to step up to the board and play any of those people.
Nope.
The juniors, I would rather play somebody my age in their 30s rather than step up and play a junior, because the thing about it is they're gonna sit there and say, that's an airmail, I can hit it. They're not going to think about it.
Right.
Whereas an adult, they sit there and they kind of think about the bag and they step out. Should I step in? Should I step out? What should I do here? The junior, they just sling it.
Well, and I would tell you there's a different level. It's a fear factor or lack thereof. I think, as we play the game as older players, a lot of the older players and the seniors, there's some nice bags there. We're fixing some of the scoring right now just to make sure that you're seeing the correct scores. The older players transitioning from sports like horseshoes or other sports that they've played like this, you had to make adjustments. You had to be able to do that. These young guns, they just get up, like you said, and they just sling it.
No pressure.
Straight from the hip. What do they got to lose? Nothing. And they're creating shots that the older players can't even imagine doing.
Have you ever been skiing or snowboarding?
Yeah.
When you sit there and you watch the kids go down the mountain and you're sitting there trying to pick yourself up from your fall, and they look at you and they say,
no fear.
And they're saying,
to Amber.
Adios, sucker.
Yep, eat my powder, right?
It's kind of the same mindset.
Well, we're starting to see a little bit of powder thrown by Amber Fretwell, now taking a 15-10 jump here in game one. Again, single elimination. Winner will play Machine Gun Geiger. The losers will then face off to ultimately play the winner of whatever that match will be, and we will have our women's champion.
Fretwell's locking it in.
She really is, and putting a bag, even a bag like that, in a position that it can be easily accommodated.
You kind of have to wonder if she's going to kind of block, do something different to make Maupin get off her game a little bit. But at this point, I think she's just waiting on her to miss.
Waiting for her to make a miss. Well, and at this point, she sort of can do that. She can wait for that mistake, and you can see Megan talking to herself as she walks back and forth about those mistakes. She pulled that one in from the left, but she misses that opportunity. She knows it, and now it's starting to get into her head a little bit, because now Amber's able to sneak that one in from the left side. That bag still can be brought in there from the right, but now they've got to play around it. Is she going to be able to push and pull, or pull it back in with her? This changes.
Really, that
Amber's
bag
shot
there helps Fretwell out more because it's on the right side of the board, and Maupin has to go. She kind of has to throw a cut shot, a slice shot, whatever you want to say.
Well, she clearly caught that one just a little too far to the right. Did not play the bag that she thought she was going to be able to. And the way she was shooting in the warm-ups, I thought she'd be able to airmail that one, just get it past it and leave that hanging there. But 19-10. Just a couple of points away from determining who it is that's going to be playing Maggie Geiger as this three-way playoff for Women's Player of the Year continues. Again, Bradenton Area Convention Center, Bradenton, Florida. So much going on all week long, working our way to ACO World Cornhole Day on Saturday and Championship Saturday. Thanks again to our friends at Bud Light for fueling everything here. Amber seems to have dialed it in since that first bag was left a little light there. Picking up a couple of points is Megan. Nicely done.
That last point I know she needs 2 points, but as we say in the cornhole world, that last point's the hardest one to get.
The hardest one to get, yeah. Well, for me, it's been the first point. I've never scored a point against anyone in this entire league. Bobby Mumford Jr. kicked my ass and told me about it. And then I think it was, I forget, somebody's mom. I forget who it was. I don't even know if she was a pro. She just
This is going to be the year, Finn. This is going to be the year
where
that
I
you
score my
a point.
first point. Yeah. Well, just better hope it's not against you because you'll never live it down.
Good for you. I don't qualify for the lifetime.
Oh, very
I
good.
don't have any tattoos. So
Very good. Well, Aaron Candler was part of there. It's a nicely wrapped up frame right there. Aaron Candler was part of the Crew Cup Championship team earlier today, and he's a lifer. And a lot of people are putting money on him to, well, not money, virtual money, I suppose, to take that lifer tournament.
Lifer
but I know
tournament.
a few people are going to have something to say about that. Zach
Nobody
and Craig
has money
and
on
Jay.
you?
Oh, no, me.
Does anybody have money on Finn to win a game,
Score a point.
score a point in the Lifer Championship on Saturday?
Well, I'll be honest
Post
with
your comments on Facebook, ACO Cornhole, American Cornhole Organization on Facebook.
Yeah, there you go. Now, I would tell you this. Nicely done there, an 8-bagger. But I would tell you this. When they draw the bracket and I do the draw, I think I said, all you have to do is spell my name when you put it up there on the line, and whether it's going to be Brackalope or wherever, just spell it B-Y-E, because whoever plays me, that'll be just like having a bye. Mike Malone, Jacob Penny, Vince, Rao, Luther, Trevor, Jay, Jamie, Tyler, Tom. You're right, Tom. They are burning up the boards. There's some really great play here, and it's almost just like, oh, I'll see your bag lip laying on the lip, and I'll raise you dropping it in. That was a bit of a mistake right there. This could be it right here. And it is. That's it. That does it. Those were the 2 points that she needed.
What a game right there.
I'll tell you
Finn.
what, Amber really, she really did. She really did what needed to be done, and I know that sounds like a cliche, but she will face off against Maggie Geiger. But Megan is not out of the running yet. Again, a 3-way tie for player of the season. She'll have a chance to sit and think about it, talk to herself a little bit. She played a tough game, but Amber Fretwell advances against Maggie Geiger. Are we going to break between these matches? What do you think? Are we going to break or are we going to stay right here? All right.
We're going to keep going.
Absolutely. Well, it gives us an opportunity to thank our friends at Gold Coast Eagle. Our friends, obviously, here at the Bradenton, Anna Maria Island, Longbow Key, CVB, they've done a great job and really welcomes with open arms. Loco Canopies, Tahoe Jerky, the usual suspects. We're thrilled to have all those guys on board here. Jeff Glass, we're waiting on Benjer. We're waiting for you to get here, brother. You've been threatening to come out and meet a lot of us in person. I know you've met a bunch of us, but some of us are still waiting to shake your hand and have you buy us a beer. So you need to make your way this way, brother. Jay and Mike and Renee, Ronald Fretwell, great job. Couldn't agree more. Nicely done. Now, Amber and Maggie are discussing board position right now before they get ready for their down and back. Craig's checked in. Kenny, Robert. Good stuff, you guys. If you have comments, feel free to fire them away here during the Facebook broadcast. And don't forget, we're going to be streaming all of the championship matches, lots of the action between now and Championship Saturday. You'll be able to find it also on our front page of the website, AmericanCornhole.com. All good stuff. So, Scotty, welcome aboard. Good to have you, Jason.
They're already
Spencer.
commenting about me, Finn.
What's that? What
They're
did they
already
say?
commenting about me.
What about you? I'm not seeing it.
Mike Martin said I'm a natural at commentating.
I'm natural? All right, very good.
I don't know about that. I've had some practice.
Huh?
I had to work up to it. I didn't, wake up one day and said, I want to commentate.
Is that what you want to do? You want to be a champion. You don't want to. You don't want to.
I'm not in the
waste
pro
your time
division,
just-
so maybe I'm not in the pro division, so maybe I should reevaluate my career path.
It says you made it to the big time, bro. Give a shout out to your mom, brother, and grandma watching you
That's
right
my
now.
little brother right there.
There you go.
Kyle Weiber, that's my little brother. My mom and grandma are watching.
Hey, baby, that's
They
what we
said,
talk
well,
about.
if we can't watch him play, we might as well listen to
talk
him.
about play.
Listen to him play.
That's what we talk about when we talk about the ACO family, brother. That's what it's all about.
I have the. Let's talk about this.
Oh, what do you got here? What's this?
We got Maddie McBride and Caitlin Ham wearing my character today.
Oh, nice. The Ken 10 cornhole. That's
Ken
great.
10 with my character on my own
That's
shirt.
great.
So we got There's only 3 of them. There's only 4 of them made.
Of those shirts
One
made.
of them's not here. And I've had other people come up to me today and say, how do I get one of those shirts? And I say, you want to wear me?
Right. How about that? How about that? You can't beat that. Everybody's got their own brand, baby. That's how it works these days.
Got their own brand.
Go build that brand.
BTB, build the brand.
But not at the expense of the team. That's what I would tell you. That's my biggest problem with professional team sports these days. These guys that just seem out to build their own brand no matter, and damn the team. It's still to me about the team. So, and this is a sport where you can build your own brand within the course of a career and still be part of a group, which is awesome as well. And I think everybody here does it right. Keith, Darren, Larry, glad to have you along. Kelsey, Hunter, Tony, handful of others. Christy, Jimmy. All right, so we got our down and back. Are we getting ready to?
They're live here.
Oh,
Finn.
I'm sorry, I missed that. I missed it. That first frame there. I was too busy looking at who was watching us to be paying attention to what I should be watching. Maggie jumps out to a 2-0 lead. Both of them put one up on top of the board. Really not neither one in the way of anything else.
You know, we talked about the last match as far as Maupin and Fretwell. Maupin was a stand player and Fretwell was a step player.
Yep.
But it's kind of the same but different now because we have 2 step players.
Two different
Fretwell's
steps.
a 1-step and Geiger's a 2-step.
Yep.
You don't see that. You don't see a lot of people take 2 steps before they even get their bag out of their hand.
No, we talked a lot about this during the Pro Series. Watching her take those 2 steps, I mean, she really, it's almost like a bowling approach, the way that she's doing, and there's so much more energy going into that bag with that arm swing. But when she's not feeling it, and Kat talked a lot about this because clearly they've played one another umpteen times, you can see it in her face. You can read it in her face when she knows she's got her game and when she doesn't. And she played Josh Glover, I think, dropped a bag in front of the board. He said something to the effect of, when are you going to get that trash out of there or something? And her face twisted up and changed, and that was the end of the match right there. So I think her ability to dial it in and use those 2 steps to stay focused and get her energy going makes a huge deal. I mean, look how much time she's spending thinking about this shot. Lays it out a little bit of a side spin on that bag.
Yeah, you know, she's a competitor, so you kind of have to think a lot. Like any sport, this game is mental as well as physical. So she's sitting there thinking, I got to throw Fretwell off her game a little bit.
Well,
and
Amber just,
she looks at her and kind of sees that for 1, she's seeing she has a bag left.
Yep.
For 2, she's thinking, I can take my time here and scope it out.
Just laid it up just to minimize the opportunity to do any damage there. Leaves one out to the right just a little bit. Not able to take advantage of that was Maggie. Machine Gun Geiger, her nickname. I remember that thing she said if she had won that $20,000 in the Pro Series, the first thing she was going to do was buy her dad a beer. That's the first thing she said she was going to do.
And then buy herself a machine gun.
Yep, there you go. I think Wayne actually won a set of boards here today. During one of the opportunities to win. That was nicely wrapped up there, but I think Wayne Rao won a set of boards earlier today, if I'm not mistaken. Perry and Jamie are checking us out. Jason and Tony and Mary Thorne cheering for Amber. Nicely done. Jack Harcrow.
You know, I've been to a lot of regional tournaments, and there's been some where the board is right up against the wall. So I'm interested to see how a player like Geiger would fare in that competition, because
step right.
It's going to throw our game off.
Well, I will say the one thing that has become a bigger issue, I would say in the last 6 months than I've noticed in all my time watching and commentating or just observing these games. The foot fault has now become something that players are watching very carefully against one another. One was even called on Tanner in the finals of the Pro Series. The whistle was blown on him for a foot fault.
A lot of players are starting to stand a little more, a little further from the front So if they need to actually hit that push bag, they have a little leeway in the follow through.
Well, and that's what I was saying. Maggie's in no danger of a foot fault. She's still six inches behind the line when she finishes her step. So there has to be an extra amount of energy behind that arm swing and that toss. Amber able to pick up a couple of points there in the last frame. Two of them matching each other shot for shot so far.
Justin Davenport versus Cole Brewer. 789, Justin Davenport.
There's a little bit of an opening there on the left side. Can Maggie take advantage of it? Absolutely.
The difference in this game and the last game, really, Finn, is Maupin is kind of a rollover player, and so Fretwell knew she had to kind of block and do something different. But Geiger and Fretwell are both pretty much down the middle players.
Right.
So this game is more of who misses, and the last game is more of I got to throw them off.
Right. How I get them out of their game, and then how do I fire that killer shot that's going to be the one that changes the whole complexion of the game. These are two very fluid players. They have a very similar style, and their bags land and work the board very similarly as well. What up, Adam? Jarrett, Jason,
Jarrett Scott.
Steve Young watching.
Jarrett's my boy from technically West Tennessee.
There you go.
I'm surprised Jarrett's not here at Worlds, man. He's good enough to compete, but he couldn't make it down because he's about to get married.
Oh, my gosh. I got time to talk him out of it, don't I? We've had 2 weddings and an engagement since we got here earlier in the week. That's boy, she really brought the fire to that, and it just stacked up in the hole now.
That's one of the hardest shots we've seen Fretwell make in the last 2 games.
Absolutely, and just coming up and leaving it set on the board. I don't think Maggie had any thought of even trying to go over the top, because there was no way she was going to do it without pulling a couple of those bags in. No blood, but what a mess on the board.
What a mess on the board. Here in Bradenton Area Convention Center, ACO World Championships, season 16.
16, baby.
You know where we'll be next year, right, Phil?
Yes, I do. And the good news is everybody knows where we'll be next year, because we announced it over a year in advance, and that's the plan, to try to do that every year so you can make your plans. Almost all of the majors for season 17 have been announced, probably 4 or 5 more. But, nicely, that bag just finally said, all right, I give up. I'm going in. That was like me sitting on the side of the pool yesterday in 100% humidity. All right, there I go. There it is.
We don't want to know about you at the pool, Finn.
No, you probably don't.
Yeah, we don't need that visual.
Yeah, Manatee County got an extra manatee yesterday around the hotel pool. Nicely done. You almost knew that was going to happen as you saw them dripping in. It was just going to be 8 in, and that was going to be it.
They could have just walked them down there and saved a lot of effort.
Yep, that's true. True story.
The good thing for me and a lot of people I play with, we play out of the Nashville area.
Right.
Branson's a lot closer than Bradenton is.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about Bradenton because it's Florida, and you got the beach and the water and the sun, but Branson's 7 hours as opposed to 11 hours.
11-2 hours, yeah. Well,
I feel like
you weren't even, but you didn't drive the trucks these guys drove from Cincinnati to get down here either, so that was 18 hours, my friend, in a couple big box trucks. But the bottom line is, no matter where we go, and I will tell you, we've got a lot of new locations for majors this year. If you're interested, you're watching, you want to find a group nicely done, 8 underneath. That's the way you want to see it done. If you want to join, this is a great time, because we're adding new majors in new cities. And the great part is we're trying to make it so that you can do it 2 or 3 years in a row and plan your vacation schedule or whatever that is around. And Amber puts one off the back of the board unexpectedly with that first bag, losing the advantage.
I was about to bring up the fact that both players are pretty much locking it in right now.
Yep.
And I think the pressure got to Fretwell a little bit because of each player's waiting on the first one to miss.
Well,
and that first bag is probably the most pressure that you're going to have.
Right, and very, very similarly to the first game, starting out very slowly, still that...
Still a 4-2, and how many rounds have we thrown so far?
That feeling out period. Is she able to pull? She's not able to get up on top of that and pull that bag back in, but you know what? I don't think picking up that extra single is going to hurt anybody's feelings there.
A lot of people on Facebook pulling for Amber here.
Yeah, they are.
You think they're pulling for Amber because she's more of kind of the underdog?
Bit of an underdog, I think so, yeah. And Maggie is the defending women's champion. If I'm correct, out of Columbia, South Carolina, she's the defending women's champion. So certainly that's a feather in your cap if you can pull that win off in a player of the season or in singles.
And you know, Fretwell, really, she only started throwing because of her husband, Shane.
Is that right? I did not know that.
Shane started throwing, and they wanted to do stuff together. So he said, well, come throw cornhole with me.
Yeah.
And now look at her.
Well, and you know what I would tell you? That's something that we alluded to. There's another mistake off to the side, and then she's going to make her pay, which she does. It's no surprise that the co-ed division is the fastest growing division in the ACO, and I think to your point, exactly for that reason. You know, maybe there were girlfriends or wives that sat and watched these tournaments and thought, you know what, if we want to spend more time together doing something together, this is what we do.
It starts out as a backyard game and transitions to well, we beat everybody in the backyard.
Yeah. Well, and I see a comment here from either Perry or Jamie. Are you kidding? I don't see her as an underdog. Look at the wins. There's no question. Her record is you can stand it right up there against anybody. I think based on history is what we're talking about. When you step up against Maggie, you know she's got championships. She's got all of these other stripes on her jersey. And speaking to that, and the Pro Series competition. So I think there's not anything wrong with coming with an underdog mentality, because I think it gets you a little bit of an extra bit of fire in your belly to play.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't considering her the underdog, which is your point. The history of the game and the experience, it brings Fretwell in as the underdog, is the only thing we're saying. But a lot of times the underdog,
well, I'm going to tell you right now, the
obviously,
underdog,
as we can see, is
barking 14-3 right now. She has absolutely jumped out ahead. And oddly enough, Maggie finds herself a little bit in the doghouse. So is she going to take an aggressive play, or is she just going to ultimately have to figure out a way to double dip?
You have to think somebody's going to try to shoot an airmail.
There it is right there. And there it was. Nicely done. That was a fantastic shot. And she did it with all the confidence in the world. Now, is Maggie going to try to copy that? She does.
She tries to follow.
Are we going to go again? There it is. And there it is.
Wow,
another
what a shot by
back-to-back airmails.
She lights the crowd up right there.
You know what? I think that's the first time I've seen her take a breath in the last 4 innings.
That's a lot of emotion that we've seen.
Is up and over. Oh, and she drops another bag.
That's going to do it, Finn.
That did it.
What a win.
That was all it took.
What a
right
game.
there. 21-3.
The so-called underdog wins that one right
boy,
there.
And I tell you, for something that started out as methodical and slow as it did, to see 2 airmails back-to-back like that and force Maggie's hand. And so now, Megan, who's just thrown her bags onto the board, she's trying to figure out what she's going to do. Now she is going to have to work her way back past Megan for another shot at Amber Fretwell, which she really, I mean, you want to talk about closing the door and slamming it shut. That was amazing. The points went bang, bang, and then that was it.
Right. How many rounds did we sit here and it was 4-3?
Yep,
5-4.
absolutely. Lots of hearts being thrown her way. Ronald Fretwell, I'm going to go ahead and guess they know each other. Renee, Jen, a handful of families, absolutely. Nikki, tossing out the great game. That's good stuff. And I know that when they go back, and they'll go back and watch these matches, they love to see your comments and all the love thrown their way. That was, Sarah, that was fire 5 times over. You are exactly right. Yay, mama, say Brody and Paisley. Right on. So now these two are warming up a little bit. I'll be honest with you, I don't see, Maggie just doesn't seem to have any energy in her game right now. I don't know if that'll change, but well, you want to talk about 2 different styles of play right here. This is going to be something to see.
We had 2 different styles of play in the last match, and I think these are 2 even bigger styles of play in this match.
Yeah.
We had the 2 steppers right? But the two-step
The
versus
two-step and the
one-step.
single step, right? Now,
Are we in a country bar right now?
right. Yeah. I know I'm not. I will tell you this though. This is going to be a pace of play game, and see whose pace of play dictates ultimately what is going to be the final result. One so much more deliberate. One just ready to fire. We're going to go live here now.
Live right here. Here we go. Live action.
These two ready to rock and roll. First bag belongs to Maggie, so she will step back a good 2 feet behind the board and start taking that first of two steps, launches that first bag, owns the middle, sinks the bag. Right behind it,
Maupin with the purple Reynolds, which is a favorite among the roll players,
Yeah.
the roll bag players, and Geiger with the blue Vipers, which have come on really popular, really strong in the last probably year with the
Yeah.
Viper bags.
yep.
They're more of a straight down the middle, and I've seen a lot of, who can roll them, a lot of the juniors.
Yeah, the juniors are working this roll shot like nobody's business, but mostly out of Megan, you're seeing that flat kind of, I call it the spaceship bag, coming in and just picking its spot, and usually it ends up exactly where she wants it. Now, she picked up a couple there to jump out to an early 2-0 lead. I think she gets that first bag, but when you watch, I don't think Maggie's bag even finishes hitting the floor before that bag is in the air from Megan Maupin the floor.
Finn, you really have to think about if that last game that Maupin lost did her some good, and
Yeah.
I kind of think of it as like,
Oh, two bags off the board.
you
for
kind of
Megan.
think of it as like, a playoff double elimination game where it's, or like in a season where a team's say 10, 11,
Sure.
and 0,
Right.
and they're going to the playoff. They need to lose that one game to kind of humble themselves
them a
and
little
bring them
bit.
back and say, okay, look, we gotta get our crap together.
Well, I would tell you on the big stage, though, and coming out of Branson, Megan was not happy with how she played. A handful of others were, and Austin Cameron comes to mind. So they do have a little bit of something to prove now back on the big stage.
Well, Austin Cameron played great with me in Branson. We
Yeah.
got fourth in blind draw.
Right.
I don't know what you're talking about, Finn,
I'm
but
talking in the Pro Series where Sebastian Barger took him to the woodshed out of nowhere. But that's a nice bag, a nice recovery bag there from Maggie, pulling her other bag in. But again, watch how quickly that bag leaves Megan's hands after this shot. Well, that wasn't even as quick as it has been, but she is all business.
she's pretty much locked in at this point. I
Yeah.
think she went up in the stands and somebody really gave her a coaching
A little
talk.
bit of a pep talk. There's a pickup of a couple there to tighten the lead 8-2. But you're right, whoever it was that hosted that pep talk, and there's a good chance it was just her by herself getting that pep talk. Denny's on, Jeremy, Kenny, Rhonda, Renee, Craig, Brianna, Zach, Mike, Nick. Some of you guys might be out and then coming back in, but we certainly want to welcome you to the broadcast, the Bradenton Area Convention Center. I'm Finn, Marcus Wybrew's next to me. We were thrilled to be bringing you these player and team of the season matches all the way through Championship Saturday. We'll be bringing you all kinds. You'll hear all sorts of different commentary from all sorts of different players. Looking forward to it, working our way to Championship Saturday, where we will crown the champions in every major division, including the Tailgater Championship. Looking forward to that. Maggie takes that big double step, floats it in there, and leaves it to the left side, opening up that bank shot, which absolutely Megan took advantage of. Picks up a couple more there.
I think Maggie coming off a loss on that last game is still kind of in her head, and that's what's unfortunate. Is she doesn't get a break.
She didn't get that
doesn't
break
go
to
get
have
to sit
that
off
pep
to the
talk.
side
Yep.
and regroup like Maupin did, and that might be something that can hurt her here in this game.
That bag looked like it wasn't going to make it to the board, but it did, and it set itself up as a nice low right blocker. That bag looks like it should end up falling in. The push is just a little bit off, but that bag's still in play down there at the 5 o'clock position. Unfortunately, it was Maggie who put it back into play more fully. That bag drips in.
And it's only going to take one round.
Yeah.
One
We've seen
round
that
to
a couple
change the whole
times.
game. So if Geiger
Nicely
can
done
pick
there.
it up, as we see her doing here, as Maupin has two bags off to the right, and Geiger can throw,
There's a great
Geiger can throw them
opportunity.
down the middle, she could change the whole game
Great
right here in one
opportunity.
round.
What does she do? Does she go for the push and try to get them both in, or does she try to go up and drag it in? going in low and hot, and she does it.
That was a great
nicely
shot.
Converted, very nicely done.
The thing about those Viper bags, Finn, is any part of the bag is laying in the hole, you have a chance to drag it.
Right.
Which the Reynolds bags that Maupin is throwing is not as high a percentage to go in the hole with a push. They're more of a rollover, airmail, block bag, as we say.
Right. And there are some players that like that bag that sort of drips in like a Salvador Dali clock. Some people like that stiffer OG bag like we were using in the Pro Series. I tend to like that one because I don't know what I'm doing, so I can't play the strategy. I just have to play stick, slick, or bounce off the back of the board.
Stick slick. You should get that on your next jersey, stick slick.
I'll just be a stickhead. Some version
Is
of
that like a Jimmy Buffett fan club head?
God, no.
But
Man,
it's a cornhole.
You don't know me at all. So far, you said I've been at a country bar and a Jimmy Buffett concert. We're going to have to wrestle. Dwayne,
Arm wrestle or?
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to get you to understand that I am a rock and roll through and through. It's a double elimination tournament for the three of them. It was a way to work our way back to a best of three. Yeah, it is going to be, Dwayne. It's going to be one hell of a finish. Absolutely. Sabrina, Mike, Nick, Jennifer, Heath, Benger. Yep, absolutely. That was a nice shot, and I know which one you are referring to, even though we're a little bit on delay. A couple of bags there ready to drop. This should do it. There we go. Clean it up just a touch. Maggie takes that two-step and lays it up and in. And right behind it. Blocker bag now.
You think Maggie's a good two-stepper? As far as line dancing goes?
You know what? I don't know. I've never seen her side to side.
We'll ask her after this.
All right, yeah, we will. If she wins. If she doesn't win, I don't want to talk to her first. I'm going to give her a few minutes. Yeah.
Her or Maupin.
Yeah.
I think she's probably going for the airmail here. No, she's going to lay it up. She's going to play it safe and take the wash.
Yep.
I thought maybe after that last game she was confident enough in her airmails to go for it there.
She hasn't shown a lot of confidence in the airmail. She's bounced a couple off the back and really she's not feeling it, I don't think, at all. Megan, on the other hand, just gets up and fires from the hip. Flips the bag in her hand while she waits, but she doesn't wait that long. Here's another one that just tumbles in. That bag to the left is just of no use whatsoever, so it's just waiting for Megan to make that mistake that does not look like she's going to make.
Wow, Maggie with a costly bag, 2 bags off to the left. Chance for Maupin to pick up 4.
And down 11-8.
Wow.
Does give up a 4. And
But as I said last game, 1 round, that's all it takes. I think, as I was saying, 1 round last time.
Well, that's a new one. If I take these off, I can't see anything, so.
All right, well.
That's the first time I've ever seen that, but you know what?
I guess we'll take them off.
Right here courtside.
I guess we'll hide the old sunglasses off my head and put them on the table now. We'll see if that changes the game, Finn.
Since you can't see us, that's was interesting. Maggie said that she caught a glare off of your shades sitting on the top of your head, just enough maybe to distract her a little bit, but it was very nice of you to accommodate. She didn't seem to have anything to say about this mirror ball coat and tie that I have on, so it's kind of odd.
Don't take your hat off.
Oh, my God, no. You could blind the entire joint. I still got hair up there. Knock it off. All right, that
and
bag
as
is just
I take the sunglasses off, Finn, guess what happened?
Yep.
She makes 4 bags.
There might have been something to that.
Action, let's go on 1, 2, and 3.
If she comes back and wins this game,
Johnny Box versus Hart.
The sunglasses
everybody
conspiracy
in the
will go
crowd
down in
wants to
history.
take the sunglasses off on her next game. Because I see a lot of people with sunglasses on their head.
I have never seen that be the case in one of these games. But you know what? The closer we get to the action, the less likely that is to surprise me. Some great bags being thrown now by Maggie, and look at that.
Uh-oh. Maupin talking to herself right now.
She is
saying, "Come on."
That's a nice bag there. That'll ultimately
she knows,
fall. Oh,
she
man,
knows
she did
every
not
miss is costly against Geiger.
do herself any favors right there. An opportunity to sneak it in the left side, pull that other bag down, and leave both of Megan's bags sitting there. Can she do it? No,
Wow.
yes, she can. Look
What
at
a round.
that.
What a round.
It's like those two bags went in, hugged, and then just went to bed.
I
Now,
took
what's
the
gonna
sunglasses off, and Geiger hasn't missed a bag.
I got to be honest with you. There seems to be something to it. Well, I thought there might be an opportunity
Something
to pull
to
two
it.
in there, but one drops in, one drops off. 4, and
That's
that is a
12.
big frame. That is a big frame, and Megan is not happy in the least.
You know,
Look at that, just 2 points away. We talked about that big swing earlier. There it is, and I certainly felt like it was working Megan's way. But wow, what a swing there! Some great shooting.
You know, Finn, if Geiger comes back and wins this game, I'm going to talk to her about taking me on the road with her.
Is that right?
Well, you know, sit over to the side, have my sunglasses on, and then halfway through the game, I take them off, and she comes back.
Well, just when you started saying that, she put her first bag off the back of the board, so let's not get ahead of ourselves just yet.
She regroups pretty
Oh,
well
it
there.
is. That's nicely cleaned up there. Did a favor for Maggie there, but she
The
picks a
three
couple
spot
of
from
them.
Maupin.
picks three back now. I think maybe she should just go for an endorsement from Ray-Ban. And the endorsement is no one can ever wear any sunglasses at all. Ban the Rays.
Ban the Rays. Nobody
All right.
in the crowd
So
can wear sunglasses.
The winner of this will take on Amber Fretwell in a best 2 of 3. We will have our Women's Player of the Season determined here in just a little while. There's a bag that is, you can see when it left her hand, it was not going anywhere she wanted it to go, and this could be a mess right here, because if that bag is precariously perched and it falls off the back corner, that could be all it takes. There's no question the 4-bagger is Megan's best friend right now.
Yeah, you take a look at Maupin right now. She's locked in, and Geiger's kind of looking a little flustered.
Boy, she's got a tough decision to make right here, because if that bag falls off the back, oh, that's
Wow,
nicely
what
done.
a shot.
That is nicely done. Wow.
What a shot to hold her at 2.
Did you just hear the exhale on that from the whole crowd? That was
the
crazy.
whole crowd.
You know what, Trent? I don't think anybody would disagree. The two of these women should be in women's doubles partners next year. Well, who knows? I know Maggie's got a partner. I know Megan's got a partner that they're very happy with. But boy, any of these would be a dream team. Oh, brother. Got to get that bag. There wasn't even time to rake that bag out from the front because Megan
Maupin
was
takes
already
a step
following
off
up.
to regroup. She knows any other bag she puts in could be game.
Yep. Yep. That's going to be it right there.
I think that's
That
going to
does
do
it.
it here, Finn.
That does it. Unless something very
Maupin
weird
moves
happens
on
and
to
it
play
doesn't happen.
Fretwell.
And there it is. All right. Well, a couple of nice bags and a nice turn of events there on the scoreboard. But ultimately, Megan Maupin mopping the floor and working her way back against Amber Fretwell to play for Women's Player of the Season. Maggie Geiger will step aside, but she's still got all sorts of things to look forward to with regard to trying to repeat as Women's Champion here in the World 16. Also, who knows? We could have a King of Cornhole named Maggie Geiger by the time all is said and done on Championship Saturday. And as we get ready for the co-ed playoff, we are going to take a little bit of a break. Marcus, are you going to be back for the co-ed?
I'll be back.
You'll be back for the co-ed. All right, outstanding. So I think we are going to take a break here. We're going to give ourselves a chance to reset. You want to keep going? You just want to go straight through? All righty then. No problem. You know what? I've been known to go for almost an hour at a time. So there you go.
We're talking about cornhole.
Aren't you glad you're still well? That doesn't make it any better. But I would tell you this: that was nicely played. I thought we were going to take a break and reset the scoreboard, but guess what? We're
just
able to
gonna
do
do it.
Technology rules. We're going to have the co-ed coming up after this. It's going to be Caleb and Tammy. Caleb Hurt, Tammy Williams facing off against Kat and Tanner Halbert. But we've got to find out who our Women's Player of the Season is going to be.
Can't stop now.
All right, so let's see. Who are they looking for here on Facebook? Amber, let's see. Pam says, let's go, Amber. Jason, thank you very much, man. We're doing our best to bring it the sights and the sounds, and maybe even a couple of the smells of the Bradenton Area Convention Center. Smells like sunshine here, brother. Justin and Mike and Victor, Michael or Mike, I'm not sure which. Team Fretwell, Frank McClellan is on Team Fretwell.
Jason Bettinger is calling me a legend.
Oh, man.
I just got on the table and I'm already a legend.
You're a
Finn.
legend. I have not
About
achieved
that?
legend status yet. Hell, I can't even get him to take that extra N off my name.
Well, it might be the mullet.
Huh?
It might be the mullet.
Yeah, that's true. You have the Candler mullet. We're just going to call that the Candler from now on.
The Candler.
Josh says, let's go, Amber. Come on, Alabama. All of the Fretwells in the feed here seem to be leaning towards Amber, as you would expect. Travis is on board. Jacob, Renee, Dalton, Jason. It's so great that we're able to bring this to you. If you could not be here as part of the literal or figurative ACO family, thrilled to have you along for the ride. These two, this is going to be again a battle of different styles, but certainly I think an exciting match. Now that's an odd way to get things started. It brings Chris Clark back into the picture, literally and figuratively. He will be pulling that bag and readjusting the board. One of our key officials. Sing Sing back on board watching. It's good to have you, Ricky, Levi, and Jason, and Mandy. I got to figure now. I got to try to figure out how do I achieve legend status. I got to figure that out with Jason Bettinger.
You know, Finn, it's not easy to do. I have
Apparently
the mullet.
not. I've had mullets. Oh, man. I had mullets before
I
you
have the
were
arm sleeve.
born, friend. Now, the arm sleeve, that's quite
I
something.
play cornhole.
Yep.
I play some country music every once in a while.
All right. I think I see where this is going. All right, so this
And you announce cornhole.
is ultimately going to be a
I think we're just warming up here.
well, there was a 2-pointer right there. She went ahead and counted herself too, so oh, there they are. I see those Ken 10 shirts strolling by. Megan jumps out to an early 2-point lead. She threw one of her bags almost over the backdrop. She just kind of gave up on that last one. Said enough is enough. Nobody gives that Alabama girl a chance, but we do. I think, Tyler, you may be hugely mistaken right there, my friend. Oh, we'll see you Friday, Badger. Nicely done. That was a nice tater on the way down. Great sportsmanship, as always. Roll Tide, says Sarah. I'm going to tell you something. With a sister who went to Auburn, I got to tell you right now, that sent a shiver down my spine. I know, right? And I don't like any of it. I don't like any of that SEC stuff. None of it.
SEC stuff.
Huh?
You better start to like it because it's going to happen. Texas, Oklahoma. Somebody else is going to try to get in. As we see, again, two different playing styles here with
Right.
Maupin, the stand player, Fretwell, the step player, and two different types of bags, really, too.
Yeah.
Finn is.
No, what a shot there. Megan tried that roll bag, and it just rolled right off the back, actually. I think she's just going to go for the airmail. She nails it. This is going to be an interesting
You know, the fact that
airmail
you said, I
battle.
think she's just going to go for the airmail, just nonchalant. We couldn't get up in there and do that.
No. I couldn't stand above the board and put an airmail in.
I have to
Kidding
sit
me?
there and think about, am I going to airmail this?
Yeah, it's
Maupin
instinct.
just goes for it.
It's just instinct. Now, I will tell you today, I thought I'm going to go over in the tailgater zone and I'm going to throw some bags and practice and see kind of where my game might be.
You just walk back out?
I threw 16 bags, 15 of them underhanded, one of them overhanded as I walked out the door. It's not going to go so good.
It's not called the backyard tournament for a
your
reason,
buddy.
Finn.
It's not good. All right, so there's one off the back there for
Wow.
nicely done
What
over
an
the
airmail
top
by
and over the
Fretwell.
back. After one off the back, it just matched airmail for, and like you said, instinct, man. There was no question how that was going to be thrown. She didn't think about it. She just did it.
Just go for it. A lot of times when people are playing, if you watch them and they stand there and think about it and they ask their partner, what should I do here? And they say, well, go with what you feel. Well, obviously I'm going to go with what I feel because I'm the
That's
best
all I
at
got.
that.
Right.
But what I tell people that I'm playing with, don't hesitate, just go. Don't ask me.
Right. Well, it's like anything. You can overthink anything.
Don't
right?
ask me, just do it.
Yeah, I'm the classic overthinker, and that was a nice roll bag up and over there by Megan Maupin. Nice push there to get that one in. I expect to see that roll
The old
again.
replacement bag right there by Fretwell.
Yeah. Ooh. That one went a little stronger than I thought. She was gripping it like she was going to try to roll it. It came out flat. She's going to get that double push. Nicely done.
Wow.
That's a great shot right there to not lose that bag she pitched off the backside. Picking up a couple more, and there's that few-point swing that we've been seeing not usually this early in the game. So, Amber
Yeah, we've
Fretwell
been
jumps
seeing
out to,
at this point in the game, it's been 3-2, 3-4, and we're sitting here trying to figure out something to talk about.
Sure, right. Yeah,
At this point, it's 10-3, and we're talking about how Fretwell's focused and locked in and not looking at any point other than the center of the board.
Yep.
And Maupin's kind of looking around at the crowd, walking off, laughing.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
she's having fun with it, but at the
she's
same
having
time,
fun, but
Fretwell, she's saying,
that's nicely done.
I ain't losing.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, I've never seen Megan not play at this pace. And I think that's the only pace with which she's comfortable. And the fact that no one has taken her out of that. I mean, when you fire that quickly after that bag, your opponent's bag has left their hand and hit the board, I guess they can't really take you out of that rhythm. Flat bag coming in there. Oh, I think she wasn't expecting that. She expected to put that bag in, but not to lose it up to the top left. And that one is, for all intents and purposes, out of play.
You know, I played Jerry Armstrong one time in a regional, and he beat me, which obviously has happened a lot. And he looked at me after the game and he said,
Nice airmail to finish.
Jerry said, do you know what I did there? And I said, no, Jerry, what did you do? And he goes, I slowed you down on purpose.
Yep.
And at that point, I knew it was more of a mental game than I thought it was.
Well, it took me a long time to realize that the game isn't always necessarily about just getting it in the hole. It's keeping somebody else out. And when you start to understand that part of it, the simplest part of it, it makes a difference. So when you can mess with somebody's pace of play and get in their head like that, it absolutely is the case. That's a nice bag to pull that other one in. I keep thinking that Megan's going to pull this one in with her, but they're just avoiding it nicely. And, she tries for the
Fretwell locked in.
airmail to
Maupin
pull it in
goes
and
for it,
nothing.
and
Lost it off the back.
I think that's one of those bag scenarios to where Maupin, if with any other bag, she could have just kind of pushed it and took it in with her.
Uh-oh. We don't show that on camera because we do not want to. We do not like to encourage that sort of behavior from the fans. We had a streaker on the court.
We had a streaker, folks, on one end of the court.
I think that's a first.
But we cleaned it up real quick.
That's the first cornhole streaker
nice
we've
job
ever
by
had. Nicely
official
done.
Chris Clark there.
Chris Clark, nicely done. Didn't seem to ruin anybody's momentum here or their pace. But our first ever streaker, let's make sure we make a note of when that was. Game one of what could be three. It's a best of three for the nicely done. Nice airmail, though, for the Women's Player of the Season here in the ACO World Championships 16. Nice rebound there. A little bit of a comeback. A couple of points put up by Megan. So we'll have to tell Frank because he doesn't realize we've had a streaker. I think that's going to be big news.
We got a score of 17-5 here. Fretwell in the lead over Maupin, which I feel like Maupin might have been the favorite coming in.
Well, I think you continue to underestimate Amber Fretwell, my friend.
There's no underestimation of Fretwell because I've seen her played with her husband quite a few times, played against her, but I feel like the history of Maupin leads her to the favorite.
But I think to the same point that we made earlier against Maggie, you know what history is in the past. It can't serve you well. That is going to be a bit of a costly effort there. Megan gets a nice little addition to her point total, 17-10 right now. But I think that walking out, I don't think she thinks herself as the underdog, but I think you're right. I think somebody might look at it and go, well, she could get outgunned or she could get this. It's all going to be about her ability to play her game and stay focused, and that's what she's done.
I know I'm going to get a lot of comments on Facebook saying, don't say Amber's the underdog. But I'm just saying what history tells us. And if Amber wins,
This is a key bag right here. There's two going. Oh, they
wow.
hang up. This is a good time for a streaker to run out of the court and vibrate those in like Caddyshack, Chris Clark.
Where's the streaker when we need him?
Oh, my goodness.
We have a good crowd here for the season 16 of Cornhole and Bradenton Area Convention Center, Finn.
Yeah, we do. There's lots of games going on behind us. We have lots of folks in the stands getting ready to be part of. We had a lot of great social tournaments today, and the Crew Cup, and there was I believe the
nice roll bag there by Maupin,
That was a nice
which
bag.
is what she is known for with those Reynolds
nicely
bags. She
positioned right
kind
there.
of hesitates on her last throw there.
This could be a the end of the
It's a
game
nice
right
cleanup.
here. Oh man!
Fretwell picks up 2 there.
Yep.
Score 19-10 here, going down to the clutch for the Player of the Year,
Yeah.
women's.
For some reason, I thought she had one off the back, but that was that. She only picked up 2. I thought that was going to get it done. Maybe I should shut up and just start watching. Nice bag snuck in there. A couple of them. That one's going to go
That's
ahead and
falling.
drip in. Not going to be too long before somebody comes up and tailgates it. Interesting play here. She's going to clean
Wow,
it up.
what a
She'll
roll
up and
bag.
over, but doesn't draw that other bag in that's on the front side, which is a little bit of a surprise. So that leaves Amber with an interesting decision here. She's going to go light, pulls those 2
She
in.
almost did the
Now
same
what
thing.
happens? Just clean them up and call it a day. Oh, how about that?
What a win by Amber
How
Fretwell.
about that? She just went for it, and she decided, you know what, it's all or nothing here in game 1, and she gave it away. But Amber Fretwell takes game 1.
Game 1.
Women's Player of the Season.
All right, game
Best 2 out of 3.
Fretwell.
They're talking about what they want to do here in game 2, Finn, as we get best 2 out of 3 here for the women's championship.
Do they want to switch sides? How they want to do it? But they've decided to stick to the sides that they're on.
I think they're going live right here.
Yeah, they're not messing
need to
around.
go
I
down
think
and back.
They've both got the groove. There's
They're both
no
hot.
reason.
Let's keep with
Lots
it.
of folks on. Jack, as we mentioned before. Rhonda going Team Amber. Mike Moss. Amber's always the favorite. Finish it, Team Fretwell.
She finished it, that's for sure.
That was a really good game. And you're right, she is dialed in. She feels so much more comfortable than she did earlier on.
We washed the first round. Now it seems like Maupin might be trying to do a little something different here as far as the block bag goes to try to throw Fretwell off her
Fantastic
game a
air
little bit.
Yep.
She seems a little more focused here. She's not really looking around and
Well, that's a fantastic bag right there.
doesn't phase Fretwell though.
I thought she might have overthought that, but nope. She is completely dialed in. Nicely done there.
Fretwell still picks up 2.
Picks up the first 2 of game 2 as we try to determine our female women's player of the year. ACO World Championships 16, Bradenton Area Convention Center, powered by Bud Light and so many others. Thrilled to have all of our friends and family here with us. Our friends from Pitfall are here, Majestic's Bags, Kingslayer, Lucky's. Some great announcements going to be made here at the tournament. Some new sponsorships for some players. Lots going on. Now that bag that Megan left short just caused her a problem right there because she rolled it up and over, knocked Amber's bag in, and then left one high. So she's got some work to do here to try to clean this one up on the lower left. She's going to go for the push, and she leaves 3 sitting on top side. That is, as they say in the business, not good.
You know, she kind of laughed it off as far as when she stepped out saying, well, not much I can do here because those Reynolds bags aren't really known for push bags.
Yep.
It can happen, but they're really more known for the roll bag, which makes sense. But as far as if you have one off to the side, the percentage of you pushing it is not that high.
Pretty low, yeah. And I think the interesting thing is even when Amber has put a bag not exactly where she wanted it, it's always found a way to get back to where it can be brought in by somebody else. So that's an opportunity right there. And I almost wonder if it was a half inch further toward the hole, if it wouldn't have leaked in there at some point. There was no rake underneath. Nobody called for the rake, so there's not a chance it was going to drop in, but probably another half inch to an inch to cause that to have happened. So 8-2 is our score. Game 2. If Amber wins, she is our female women's player of the season. I don't know why I keep saying female. That sounds redundant, but women's player of the season. Season 17, the ACO's Year of the Woman, and it's going to be celebrating all the female talent in this organization, top to bottom. No, Amber is not throwing luckies. Jordan was just asking if she was throwing luckies. Who did she say it was that made those bags?
Cornhole Solutions.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're more like a kill shot bag.
Okay.
Kill shot. A lot of players out there are familiar with the kill shots, and
You are allowed to bring any outside food in right now since it is closed.
as we have some announcements here by
Alcohol in,
as our
you can bring in some outside food from here out the rest of the night.
DJ.
Our main mouth within the tournament, Ryan LaBelle, just giving everybody the update on the food situation here.
Well, you can bring in outside food from here the rest of the evening.
That bag just bounced a little bit long, but there's a little bit of work to do there for Amber. Nicely done. That nice push, taking them both in. She just is completely focused. She's really got it. There's no question what's going to happen here.
She is
in the
locked
least.
in, man.
Totally. 8-2 now
She
becomes
is locked
10-2.
in. 11-2.
And I think, honestly, I think Megan is going to have to take some chances here. She's going to have to get aggressive.
She's going to have to start throwing some blocks
And
some
try to get that
rollovers.
first bag
She's
back,
got to start
right.
playing her game.
Yep.
Right now, she's playing Fretwell's game.
Yes, she is.
And she's not going to win if she does that, because Fretwell, I mean, she's what, 3 games in a row to
Right.
get here?
And if she keeps doing it like she's doing it, she's not going to give that first bag back. So this is just going to be
Fretwell's
trading
down
bags.
the middle every time, and Maupin, as you saw with that bag off the back, she's
Now
not playing her game.
This push should take them both. Oh. Ultimately, I think that one goes. Got to come in from the left side and leave it out there, but she does her the favor and gives it to her. Just coming in and finishing it off strong. That is big time. That one is no doubt.
You know, I kind of think of cornhole. It sounds like a weird analogy, but when you put the bag around the hole, it's kind of like golf. Make pars and the birdies will come,
Yep.
right?
Oh, absolutely.
Put it around the hole, and somewhere else it's going to fall.
Yep. You keep giving it enough opportunities. Now, the interesting thing that's said is there's never been a bag or a ball that went in that didn't make it to the hole in golf. That's not the case here.
Right.
You know, there are a lot of similarities with the psychology of the game. Fantastic airmail there by Megan, and maybe she just says, okay, these next two going the same way. I'm not going to mess around with any.
Maybe she heard what we were saying.
I doubt
she got
that.
to change it up.
I doubt that. No, she just takes away that airmail opportunity.
She goes for it again.
And she goes for it and costs herself.
Amber's going to take that timeout here. Each player gets 1 timeout a game, and she's going to go down there and analyze. She's looking at the back of the hole right now, really, to see if she wants to airmail it or just kind of lay it on, and really if Maupin's bag's going to fall, because it's kind of angled up. It's not laying flat, so it's got to.
No, it'll fall. I think even anything that touches those bags could push that bag in and leave her sitting up top and giving away a couple of points.
I stand corrected. 2 timeouts a game, Finn.
2. All right, so that was as expected, but she did not put herself really in a very good position on the backside with those other 2 bags. There was a chance she was going to leave Megan with the opportunity to push a couple or drag a couple in if she airmailed, but she gives up.
Maupin plays it safe there. Just goes through the bag on the board. Anywhere she's hitting close to that bag on Fretwell, that's
Right.
going in.
And Megan in good spirits, laughing on her way down to gather her bags, and you know what? She seems somewhat nonplussed, even if she doesn't seem to be dialed in as much as Amber is at this point. But Amber has just been playing lights out, like you mentioned, the number of wins she's had to have in a row and the consistency with her pitch. And there's a push to pull them in.
That bag's definitely going to fall. It's already creeping
everybody
back.
Falls, yep. Boy, it does just want to keep sitting there. I think this is...
If she hits it, it's going.
Oh,
wow.
And she leaves a couple sitting up back. Oddly enough, probably the only angle where they would have held pushed together like that.
If she hits that bag anywhere on the right side, it's going. But she throws the bag on the left side of the hole,
yep, and
it stays. Crazy thing about cornhole.
4 points out of that. Well, there is an odd, I would say, geometry but physics to this game, where things that seem impossible happen all the time with regard to what will and what will not fall. It's a nice bag sneaking that in there, forcing the to address the push, but she doesn't go low with a low blocker. But Amber's got that airmail if she needs it. She just hasn't needed it, really. She's made her hay while the sun's shining on those pushes so far. Doesn't use that opportunity.
Off the back.
Bank one off from the right side.
She knows that was a costly throw right there.
That cost her.
That's
4,
3.
and again, we start closing in on what could be our player of the season in the women's division. Amber Fretwell will now be staring at many players, if she pulls this off, that will be considered the underdog against her, for sure. That first bag slides in. Maupin matches. This looks like it's going to be an 8-bagger, just the way their faces are twisted up. I think everybody's just got to get back right on the vibe. That one will fall ultimately. And a cleanup. Not a cleanup.
Wow.
Playing it safe.
Maupin plays it safe. And you had to think if she would have hit that bag and off to the left or right at all, it's a big shot for Fretwell.
That was a risk. I thought it would be an easy push cleanup, but you know what? No blood, no foul. That's cleaned up as well. Drips one in the left side. There's a low block. I don't know if that was intentional, but it's not doing her any favors sitting there.
Yeah, it's on that right side over there, which Maupin has to step out and kind of take it with her, which doesn't happen.
That right there, and that
Fretwell
right there
could potentially close it out right here. And the crowd knows it.
Yeah, the crowd knows it, and I think Megan knows it. I hope she just doesn't wind up and throw one at us.
Good thing is they can't hear us here, Finn.
Oh, and that does it right there.
Yeah.
It was pretty much done did, as they say, but this one's going to go in. Oh, it's
what a game by Amber Fretwell.
You know what?
What a series.
How about that? And there you have it. There is your women's player of the season, Amber Fretwell. She will now be staring at plenty of players who will be referred to as the underdog as she takes it over Maggie Geiger, over Megan Maupin, the names that you've seen and read about and heard about so many times. Amber Fretwell, she doesn't get the love that she deserves, I don't think, but I do think everyone is starting to take notice of her game and have been all season long. She grabs that green jersey, women's player of the season. That is great stuff. Totally dialed in. She will be the #1 seed in the women's division later on this week, and we're looking forward to seeing how she performs in the women's division, in the singles division, in the doubles division, as all of these players are wont to do. So we are looking for a great championship Saturday. It was a lot of fun to have these player of the season playoffs, and congratulations to Tracy McMitchin, Tanisha Lashley, who were the team of the season in women's doubles. It was now we got one more we've got to get to, because Tammy Williams and Caleb Hurd are going to be taking off Kat and Tanner Halbert. We're going to sign off here for a moment. We're going to get everything reset. We'll be back to the Bradenton Area Convention Center. It's Finn, it's Marcus Wybrew, and we'll be back here in just a few. Keep on pitching.